Hello, my name is David Seekola, and I was born and raised in KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. After matric, I studied and got my bachelor's degree in music and started working at a church straight after that. I worked as a music director at this church for 4 years in Midrand, Gauteng, and after that, I freelanced as a music composer for 4 years, starting just as the COVID pandemic hit. Not a great time to start a new career path, but I made it work as music composition for TV and film is my passion. After 4 years of freelancing, I moved to South Korea with my wife and only recently started teaching English in Busan, a province at the southern tip of Korea. During my university days, I used to teach private music lessons. This, coupled with a few months of teaching in Korea, is the only experience I have with education. The focus of this video is to introduce myself, my teacher identity, and how it relates to my teaching philosophy. During my brief teaching experience and time spent with Togi, I've come to discover more about my teaching identity. I strongly believe that music education can affect the lives of South Africans in a way that is unique to other subjects. I personally was not fortunate enough to receive a musical education in school, aside from my grade 6 year and after-school private lessons arranged by my parents. Many studies show how music education improves neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to adapt and change in response to new experiences. Music education also enhances memory abilities in children and improves language, maths, and motor skills. This is unlike any subject taught in school, and I believe the tenets of music education can affect communities in South Africa in a deep and long-lasting way. One principle I believe reflects my personal values is the pursuit of proficiency and quality. This isn't found in every aspect of my life, but music education has been a key factor in this. I believe music has made me more aware of myself, my personality, and my abilities. I'm also extremely grateful for my life and the people around me. This gratitude can be discovered through mindfulness, developed through many years of music education. I feel I can also take risks at a measured level, which is rooted in courage that may have been developed through musical performances in front of large crowds. Although these are values that I am continually assessing as an adult, I believe that my music education has shaped my life positively, and I want to pass this unique educational advantage onto others. Apart from the benefits of music education previously stated, there are many elements of music that can help students develop. My personal educational philosophy about music influences my decisions and priorities as a teacher. I want to create balanced lesson plans that include theory, practical knowledge, and general music knowledge. This will cover the spectrum of interests in music without leaving any student disinterested. Teachers can easily spoil the student's interest in a subject with the lack of planning, as we've all experienced. I want to keep students engaged, as I believe every lesson can influence a student's life and well-being positively. The following is a lesson plan I made for grade 12 music course this year. I will leave a link in the description for further analysis. One way to integrate an ethical element such as respect in a classroom is to first present classroom rules to the students at the beginning of the lesson. This will consolidate good behavioral practices in the class and create an easier class for the teacher to manage, as the consequences of disrespectful behavior will be highlighted and understood. To encourage students to be self-disciplined, a teacher could help students set their own goals and create a strategy to achieve them. They could also provide resources and motivation that would help them become self-disciplined. Personally, I believe in a combination of a teacher and learner-centered approach. Although the students may only spend a year with the teacher will still be required to teach the following year. making the occupation an ongoing task that needs to be sustainable for the teacher. In the same breath, the student should also benefit fully from a well-rounded education, and this should be the focus of the educator. During one of my classes, we had finished the work earlier than expected and had 10 minutes to spare. The class wanted to play a game, but there were two students who insisted on playing different games. Both choices were suitable, so it was up to me to decide which student's game to choose. Since the two students who suggested the game were extremely shy and mustered up the courage to ask me, I felt it would be difficult to say yes to one and no to the other without hurting their feelings. Using the first step in Holmes's 4-step ethical decision-making process, I assessed that this was a moral issue. I could sense earnestness from both students, so disappointing one over the other may result in a brief moment of being upset and may form ideas of favoritism. The second step is to formulate potential choices and outcomes of the scenario. As previously mentioned, I predicted that choosing one student over the other may result in feelings of unfairness and favoritism in the classroom. A way to avoid this would be to think of a solution that would please both students as well as the entire class. The third step is to decide how to act. Considering all the factors of the situation, I will need to decide on how to deal with the students. The final step in this decision-making process is to act. One way to mitigate the moral issue is to choose an entirely different game or split the time between both selected games to please both students. I hope the presentation can shine some light on the early stages of my teacher identity. I look forward to developing my thoughts and opinions on moral topics in the classroom and hope to be a good influence in the field of music education in South Africa. Thank you.